The infantry branch of the U.S. Army, also called the Queen of Battle, was created in 1775. Their job is to use weapons, teamwork, and strategy to defeat, capture, or push back enemy forces in close combat. This branch is the only one in the Army specifically made for ground combat with enemies. The Army has three main types of infantry. Light infantry, quick and mobile, used for scouting and small battles. Airborne infantry, trained to jump from planes into combat zones. Air assault infantry, uses helicopters for fast movements. Ranger infantry, elite soldiers trained for special missions. Mechanized infantry, uses armored vehicles for protection and firepower, great for heavy combat. Striker infantry, uses striker vehicles, which are fast and work well in cities or for quick missions. These vehicles are armed and designed to handle many situations. The infantry has a long history, with the oldest unit being the 3rd Infantry Regiment, formed in 1784. The armor branch focuses on armored warfare, using tanks and other armored vehicles in combat. It started in 1940 as the Armored Force, led by Brigadier General Adna Romanza Chaffee, Jr. The armor branch has its roots in cavalry units, but officially began during World War I with the creation of the United States Tank Corps in 1918. However, in 1921, the Tank Corps was split back into infantry and cavalry units. During World War II, the Armored Command was based at Fort Knox, Kentucky. It was officially established on July 2, 1943, and later became the Armored Center on February 20, 1944, before being discontinued on October 30, 1945. In 2010, the Armor Center at Fort Knox moved to Fort Benning, Georgia, where the U.S. Army Armor School now operates. The Armor Branch has two main jobs. 1. To use tanks and armored vehicles to attack and destroy enemies with firepower, movement, and shock impact. 2. To carry out scouting and reconnaissance missions to gather information and protect larger military operations. The Field Artillery Branch uses cannons, rockets, and missile systems to attack enemies from long distances without directly seeing the target, a method called indirect fire. The training and home base for the Field Artillery is at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. This branch is often called the King of Battle because artillery caused the most battlefield casualties during World War I and World War II, thanks to advances in indirect fire techniques. The Air Defense Artillery protects against threats from the air and missiles. Its job is to defend important locations and help other forces move safely on the battlefield by stopping enemy aircraft, missiles, and surveillance systems. ADA uses advanced weapons like the Patriot missile system, Terminal High Altitude Area Defense, and Avenger Air Defense System, which fires the Stinger missile to destroy these threats. The branch began as anti-aircraft artillery, part of the Coast Artillery Corps, and became a separate branch on June 20, 1968. The Aviation Branch of the U.S. Army manages aircraft operations, including helicopters and unmanned systems. It became official branch on April 12, 1983. The mission of Army aviation is to locate, target, and destroy enemies using coordinated fire and movement, while also supporting other forces in combat and logistics. The United States Army Special Forces, known as the Green Berets, are elite units specializing in unconventional warfare, counterterrorism, and high-stakes missions. As part of the U.S. Army Special Operations Command, their primary missions include unconventional warfare, foreign internal defense, direct action, counterterrorism, and special reconnaissance. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. They handle tasks like building bridges, clearing obstacles, setting up camps, and improving infrastructure. They also manage civil works projects like flood control, navigation, and ecosystem restoration. The Corps has three main missions. 1. Engineer Regiment includes combat engineers, sappers, who clear paths, build defenses, handle explosives, and even fight as infantry when needed. These engineers are part of the regular Army, National Guard, and Army Reserve. 2. Military Construction oversees building projects on military bases and installations worldwide, guided by the Assistant Secretary of the Army. 3. Civil Works handles public works like dams, flood control, and environmental projects, including hydropower and recreation areas. USACE began in 1775 with its modern form established in 1802 at West Point, where it also created the U.S. Military Academy. Today, it employs around 37,000 people, most of whom are civilians working in the U.S. and abroad. The Chemical Corps is a branch of the U.S. Army that protects against threats from chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear weapons. The Chemical Corps started as the Chemical Warfare Service on June 28, 1918, combining efforts from different government agencies. It became a permanent part of the Army in 1920 and was renamed the Chemical Corps in 1945. The Military Police Corps is the law enforcement branch of the U.S. Army. They handle security, law enforcement, detention operations, guarding key areas, and supporting operations with intelligence. They focus on creating a secure and lawful environment for military missions. Military police also have combat responsibilities, like patrolling, securing critical sites, escorting convoys, and conducting searches. They work under the Provost Marshal General and sometimes with the Army's Criminal Investigation Division. The MP Corps officially began on September 26, 1941, but its roots go back to 1776. The Military Intelligence Corps, responsible for gathering, analyzing, and sharing information about enemies, terrain, weather, and civilian factors. Military intelligence provides accurate and timely information to commanders at all levels: tactical, operational, and strategic. This includes intelligence for Army use and sharing it with the broader national intelligence community. The Signal Corps handles communication and information systems. Its job is to make sure military units can send and receive information securely and efficiently. Established in 1860 by Major Albert J. Meyer, the Signal Corps played a key role during the Civil War. In addition to communication, the Signal Corps originally worked on other technologies like military intelligence, weather forecasting, and aviation before these areas were passed to other government groups. Quartermaster Corps, established on June 16, 1775, is the oldest logistics branch of the Army, formerly known as the Quartermaster Department. The Quartermaster Corps supports the Army by managing supplies, excluding ammunition and medical, food services, fuel, water, mortuary affairs, aerial deliveries, field services like laundry and repairs, and material distribution. The Ordnance Corps is a part of the U.S. Army that takes care of weapons, vehicles, and ammunition. It was once called the United States Army Ordnance Department and is based in Fort Gregg Adams, Virginia. The Ordnance Corps focuses on four main tasks: fixing equipment, managing and delivering ammunition, dealing with dangerous explosives, and making sure explosives are handled safely. They also handle things like missiles and electronics to help the Army during both peace and war. The Transportation Corps is a part of the U.S. Army that moves people, equipment, and supplies anywhere in the world. During war, they use trucks, boats, and airplanes to quickly get what's needed to soldiers on the front lines. This branch was officially formed on July 31, 1942, but its roots go back to the American Civil War. The Transportation Corps is based at Fort Gregg Adams, Virginia. The Finance Corps handles money-related tasks, like making sure soldiers get paid and managing resources. It started on June 16, 1775, when the Second Continental Congress created the Paymaster General's Office. In 1816, it became its own department, and in 1920, the Finance Department was officially established. It was renamed the Finance Corps in 1950. Their main job is to take care of payroll and other financial operations for the Army. The Adjutant General's Corps, originally established in 1775 as the Adjutant General's Department, is a branch of the United States Army dedicated to personnel management and administrative support. Its mission is to provide human resources services that ensure the Army is effectively manned, supported, and sustained. The Army Medical Department is the part of the U.S. Army that handles all medical services. It started in July 1775 as the Army Hospital to care for soldiers during the Revolutionary War. It includes 6 groups. Medical Corps provides doctors and healthcare services. Nurse Corps focuses on nursing care. Dental Corps takes care of soldiers' dental health. Army Medical Specialist Corps includes dietitians, physical therapists, occupational therapists, and physician assistants who are all trained professionals. Veterinary Corps handles animal care and ensures food safety. Medical Service Corps covers a range of other healthcare specialties. The Chaplain Corps is part of the U.S. Army that provides religious and moral support to soldiers. It includes ordained clergy from different religions who are also Army officers and enlisted soldiers who help as assistants. Their main job is to offer church services, provide counseling, and give moral support to soldiers, whether the Army is at peace or during wartime. The Judge Advocate General's Court is the legal part of the U.S. Army. It includes Army officers who are lawyers, known as judge advocates, who provide legal help at all levels. The JAG Corp also has legal administrators, paralegals, and civilian workers. The head of the JAG Corp is the Judge Advocate General, who holds the rank of Lieutenant General. This position is one of the few in the Army specifically created by law and requires approval from the President and the Senate. If someone already serving in the Army joins the JAG Corps, they are not just transferred, but are dismissed from their old branch and officially recommissioned as a judge advocate. The Cyber Corp is the U.S. Army's branch that focuses on cybersecurity and fighting in the digital world. It was created on September 1, 2014, and is the newest branch of the Army. The main job of the Cyber Corp is to handle both defensive and offensive operations in cyberspace, protecting the Army from online threats, and also attacking enemies through cyber means when necessary.